Welcome back to the Crypto ZX channel, to the ZX family. You guys can tell by the title, daily segment updates on the broader market. This one right here, a very urgent one, as we are starting off Thursday, November 20th. You could see for yourself the broader market once again seeing a retracement, but most importantly, a level that I've been speaking about for quite some time for Bitcoin has ended up retesting, or we're getting very close to it, which we're going to talk about. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. So looking across the board, altcoin market definitely being impacted by this move. Again, if you look at it on a weekly time frame now and a monthly time frame, you are noticing a similar pattern. Now, looking across the board, the valuation of the market is approaching $3 trillion. And again, you can see for yourself, everything at this point seems to be down once again. But we're going to take a closer look and see what's happening. Before we do that, as always, just a quick disclaimer: anything on this channel is not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and research when you are investing in cryptocurrencies. So take a look at this. Your boy CryptoZX posted this on X. If you don't follow me on X, what are you guys waiting for? You can see for yourself, I said, I've maintained the $86,000 is a level Bitcoin could retest to complete this wave. And with Bitcoin now slipping below $92,000, the current price action is clearly lining up with that outlook. And you could see for yourself today, yesterday I said close below 88.7K takes us to $86,000, which will complete this wave. And believe it or not, we did break below 88,700 earlier this morning, which took the price down to $86,000, which we're going to touch on a little bit more later down the road. So again, this is a market analysis update. This impacts everything at this point. Some altcoins obviously, are holding up better, but again, the broader market, you could see from a weekly time frame, monthly time frame, or even the daily time frame, the broader market is having an impact. You can see another $210 billion liquidated from the crypto markets in the last 60 minutes. But on top of that, it's not just crypto this time around. If you're looking at the S&P 500, it has, retraced about 2.5% in 80 minutes and turns negative on the day as crypto also pulls back. But let's take a closer look and see what's happening with the broader market as far as dominance is concerned. See for yourself here, guys. The Bitcoin dominance is at 8.96%. You can see for yourself just earlier we were sitting at 59.39%. With Bitcoin breaking down, you are seeing the dominance pulling down. We saw this happen back here as well. We're seeing that happening once again. But look at Bitcoin closely, guys. Bitcoin is doing what we've been talking about. Bitcoin is sitting right now at $86,800. There were so many people when I was talking about $86,000, because this would have been quite a sharp pullback, and it is. And I literally mentioned this somewhere around here that, we could see something like this playing out and that would complete the wave. And pretty much, my confidence started rising big time once we dropped below the October 10th low. And pretty much after we broke below into the 0.50, as I've been saying time and time out, I'm not buying this move towards the upside. Any move that was happening, I was saying, we're not buying it. I'm not, optimistic about this. I'm still thinking, Bitcoin is going to complete this wave. And will you look at that? Bitcoin has done exactly that. We came very close to the 86. Actually, we did retest 86,255. I would say this wave has been completed. It has been completed. So that wave that I talked to you guys about, now if you guys want to kind of put this into perspective, so let me actually kind of zoom in on the daily time frame to really show you guys how this has been completed. You can see for yourself, the level that I talked to you guys about was at $86,257. That's exactly where the line has been drawn. And that's something we've been talking about time and time out, and that is obviously a support. But this was primarily the level that I was looking out for, and that has been tested, and we have seen a bounce since then, as to be expected. You can see for yourself about a 1% bounce. But with that said, I've also highlighted to you guys that, we could even come down to the 61.8 support line at $84,484. I would expect that to, see a bounce from that key range. But $86,000 level that we've been talking about has been reached. So now let me show you the importance of that. We're going to take a closer look at this. So look at, so pretty much where the $86,000 price point came out for me was, if you zoom out on the daily time frame, you notice a upward trend for Bitcoin forming. Pretty much since, 2022 lows, we've been in this upward trajectory. But after, we reached an all-time high back on March of last year, we saw a retracement of 33% here. and then we reach another all-time high. You could see for yourself back on the beginning of this year, we saw a retracement of once again 31.5%. And you could see from our all-time highs, the price of Bitcoin now at, where it was just at $86,200, 31.5%. I'm sorry, 31.7%. It has completed this wave. But sometimes it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be exactly 31 to 33%. It could be a little bit more as well with the market conditions that we're in. So we could still pull down to the 61.8. But if you were to ask me the wave, like this upwards wave, it has been done. And, I would not be surprised now. Keep this in mind. I would not be surprised if now the price of Bitcoin starts, heading back towards the upside. Maybe we start, the reversal occurring now potentially, because I'm basing it off of this. But with that said, I still do believe there is a chance that, the price of BTC retests the 61.8, potentially even going back into the 78.6 to shake out some weak hands, making, the retracement longer than, the two other big ones that we have seen. As long as the price of Bitcoin does not drop below the $73,000 price point, we are good. And that is still a long way to go. So, Bitcoin could still come down to 78,000 or even $75,000, which again is an additional 11 to 12%. We would still be in this upward trend. You just don't want to see the price of Bitcoin dropping below here, because that would be very bearish. And I just don't see how bulls will allow that, especially after Bitcoin has retraced already and completed this wave, that we have been. So keep an eye out on Bitcoin. Like I said, in my opinion, the wave has been completed now, something I was waiting for. So I am very, very, feeling happy that, this wave is completed. No, I'm no longer going to be talking about 86K, 86K, 86K. That has been done. Now, what we could see is maybe, a final shakeout down to some of these key levels. We want to be watching out for this key range at 73,500, as I've stated to you guys before. But, I think we're actually getting closer, to this retracement ending rather than it starting, unless, of course, we drop below this. That would be the biggest bearish, signal out there, in my opinion. But this wave has been completed. I'm optimistic, that maybe we are, getting closer and closer to the end of this, retracement. We'll see what happens. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys personally think. Bitcoin right now at $87,118. Let me know what altcoins you are looking at. And yeah, we'll see you later in Crypto ZX, and peace out.